Hey guys, how's it going on this year? Welcome to the F1 2014 career mode on the channel. Stepping into our Force India car already for the race then around Suzuka here. The Japanese Grand Prix. A little bit of an apology for the late upload. I've been very busy recently, but luckily here we are with the race then. So after that qualifying, P12 unfortunately couldn't make it into Q3. It was a pretty tough qualifying session actually. I thought I had quite a good pace around this track. Unfortunately, yeah, we couldn't get into the race, but as always, we usually are pretty good at making up a few positions at least for the races. You saw there, putting a click less front wing, so going from 5 down to 4 in order to reduce the oversteer for the race. Look after the rear tires a little bit. Mercedes front row lockout, no surprises there. Hamilton on pole position. We are there then in 6th place. Or sorry, our teammate is 6th place and we are in 12th. So here we are on the grid. 2 McLarens in front of us, Magnussen on the left hand side, Button right in front of us. Lights are coming on already though. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Sir Williams as well on the left hand side. And lights are out on the right now, so the Grand Prix is underway. Pretty okay start, but there's a Toro Rosso there, Fiat, who comes flying by. Sudo as well now. There's another car on my inside, heading down into turn 1 then, taking a few places back and touching the back of Fiat there, who goes really slowly. Nothing too major though coming through the first couple of corners. P11 as we head down into the S section, quite close to Raikkonen there. Just trying to find my way through the field here with the AI, picking a few weird lines and braking a bit hard on places where you don't expect it. Nonetheless, I've moved up into the top 10, coming through the left hander, up the hill. Button behind, Raikkonen in front. You can see that he gained quite a bit of time on the exit there. That's because the AI is running traction control. Going down the gears again, up, down to 2nd gear, nailing the curb there, and hard on the power on the exit. Coming now to the hairpin, still in the first lap obviously. Brake hard, down to 2nd, even 1st. Very close to Raikkonen there. Took a lot of entry speed into the hairpin. Now on the exit you can see that I visually gained quite a bit of time on Raikkonen, so a very successful hairpin. And also look at the gap we created to Button, so very successful hairpin there. That's good. Bracket 1 on me mode for the spoon curve, spoon corner. 4th down to 3rd, bit of oversteer on the corner entry. Now get on the power, very important to get the exit right. Couldn't really get the exit right. Once again the AI running traction control, so it's quite hard as well to get on the power without losing too much time to the AI. Picking up the slipstream though. Look at this, 130 are obviously flat out up to 8th gear. And slow it down for the chicane here. Raikkonen braking quite early, having a look down the inside, but I'm way too far back, so that's not gonna work. I try to get a good exit, but yet again AI running traction control, which is so powerful on the exit of slow corners. Up to mix 3 in the slipstream of Raikkonen once again, closing him down, you can see there. But way too far back to do any kind of overtaking maneuver at the moment. Through turn 2. Fantastic first 2 corners here around this circuit. You fly into the first corner with such great speed, then you slow it down. You know, you tap the brakes a little bit, but at the same time the drag on the car is there to slow the car down at the same time. So you don't really go that hard on the brake. On top of that, when you go too much on the brake there, too hard on the brake, it is only going to lock up because you're turning and braking at the same time. So it's quite easy to lock it up sometimes there. So the best thing to do is just let the downforce, the drag, slow you down a little bit as you head down into that 2nd corner. Again coming through the hairpin, losing a little bit of connection with Raikkonen. Need to make sure that I stay with him. Need to push as much as I can right now. Stay with him. And the next lap there will be DRS. It would be nice if I can pick up a little bit of slipstream and DRS then for the next lap. Obviously this lap DRS hasn't been enabled. Bit of oversteer on the exit there. Cost me even more time. You can see there that I lost quite a bit of time, but there's a little bit of a train here. And as you can see on the minimap, it's our teammate who is leading this train, so that's about like 6th place, something like that. This train is getting bunched up now at the exit of 130R, so it's all, you know, in our favor, in our advantage, because these guys are holding each other up massively. Look at that. And as I said, it's only good for us. So made up a bit of time on Raikkonen as these guys were battling. Raikkonen now on the inside of that Williams. That is, who is that? That's Massa. Raikkonen on the inside of Massa decides to back out of it though. And we take the position now on the inside of turn 2. Raikkonen left the door wide open. Then we take the position. So behind Massa now, P9. We skip to the end of lap 3 up to lap 4 now. And indeed got DRS on Massa. The gap is over a second or so. But I have to push hard if I want to keep having DRS a thousandth of a second quicker than my previous lap time. We head on into the first 2 corners. And there's the Force India off. That is our teammate then. Hulkenberg gone off the track there. Probably outbrake himself. And that means we're up to P8. And that is quite lucky for us because our teammate looked really, really strong. The first couple of laps at least for this race, but he also looked strong in qualifying. So if we want to outrace him, you know, we needed some kind of mistake from him, and he actually made a mistake. So I gained another position, and I'm currently outracing my teammate, so currently beating him. So that's obviously very good. Lost another 10th to Massa though in the first sector. That is not good. As I said, it's so important to stay connected with these guys, but it does look like I have the pace to do that. Trust me, I am pushing very, very hard at the moment, but it's not enough. And as you can see here, at the beginning of lap 7, 142.8, not too bad from, you know, it didn't go too bad. At least that's what I thought. But when you look at the gap to Massa then, 2.8 seconds in a couple of laps, that is obviously too much. So it does look like, once again, for this race, we're gonna have to look more in our mirrors than in front of us. You know, it's more of a defensive race rather than a race where we have to fight for position. I might do something else strategic-wise, but I don't think there's a lot you can do different around this track. And again, losing 0.4 of a second in the first sector alone to Massa. And getting pressured by Raikkonen as well. Remember, tire wear is kicking in right now as well. So losing more and more time, obviously, lap after lap. And at the moment, I would say that we could be quite lucky if we manage to keep this 8th place, or this 8th place, because, as I said, you're now looking more in your mirrors than attacking. Don't get me wrong, I was pushing for sure, but yeah, it's not enough. It just is not enough. 20 more laps to go as well, so still a very long race ahead of us. There might be still a few players who are going to make mistakes or stuff like that, just like Hulkenberg did. But yeah, if that does happen, I need to capitalize on that as best as I can. But currently we are just off the pace. It's just a fact. And again, pressured by Raikkonen. I decide to pit in lap 7, hitting the baller there actually on the pit entry. That was insane. I hit it, but no damage done there. Coming into the pit lane then. Stopping into our box. Force India team going to work now another set of the option tire. 3.7 stop. It's not too bad. I'm going to rejoin then in 20th place it looks like. So that's penultimate. Chilton is way down the field in 21st. But P20, not what we want. But I think we are the first one to stop. So that does explain it. And in a lap or two, in a lap or two time, the rest of the field should have stopped as well. But this is now crucial. Remember, the gap to Massa was about 4 seconds when we pitted. I have fresh tires. I need to push as much as I can really, and then see whether, you know, with a little bit of luck, I am within a second of Massa when he is going to exit the pit lane. Then I have DRS and I can open up the attack on him. But first of all, we need to look at what's going on right now. And right now I just need to push as hard as I can, as I have a little bit of a track extension there. And here as well, I believe. So you can see that I'm pushing, but at the same time breaking the rules. And that is not what you want. So need to stick within the track limits as well, if possible, obviously. To keep it fair, but at the same time push as hard as I can. So we can hear our engineer saying there that Hamilton has gone with the prime tire, so that is interesting. We went on the option tire. If Massa is going for the prime tire as well, he will be slower in that second stint, and we will have the option tire. So we might be able to open up the attack on Massa if we are a little bit lucky, but obviously it's all yet to be seen. So we see some more guys in the pit lane. Our teammate is in the pit lane as well, so it's going to be interesting to see where we end up compared to him. Grosjean is up the road, 4 seconds though, so we are still in clean air, which is very good. Coming through the hairpin there, going a bit too deep in there, losing a bit of time, a few tenths I would say. Bit of oversteer on the exit then, up to mix 3, going down the start-finish straight right now, opening up lap 9. Let's see where we end up. Hulkenberg on our left, right hand side, sorry. Look in the mirror. There he is, just exiting the pit, so way ahead of Hulkenberg. And that is a Williams up ahead. That is Massa. That is Massa. The gap before, 4 seconds. But that doesn't look like 4 seconds to me. That's a little bit less. And this encourages me so much to push right now. Try to go within that 1 second gap where I was talking about. Then have DRS. And then we hear the engineer saying he's on a prime tire. I mean, the attack is open right now. The attack is wide open. We have to attack now, Massa. I have to capitalize on this situation. My tires are still fresh. I need to push now. 1.3 seconds to Massa. There's a little bit of traffic up front as well, with Grosjean in there and all those guys who haven't stopped yet. So I need to capitalize on this as best as I can. We see indeed there the prime tire underneath Massa's car. Going up to mix 3, using all the engine power available down these straights. Look at the gap to Hulkenberg though. We made up a big gap on our outlap. We didn't have the best outlap either. I made a few mistakes in my outlap, losing me a few tenths. Bit wide on the exit there. Nonetheless, I gained quite a bit of time on the guys who were still driving on the worn option tire. 1.3 before, it's now 1.1, but remember, Massa is going to have DRS on the guy who's in front of him. So where's the DRS detection point? It's right there. So I braked very late in order to get DRS. Let's see whether we got it. Here we go. Those guys pit. So we see more guys in the pit lane now. Do I have DRS? Yes, I do. Rear wing goes wide open then. Here we go. 7 tenths the gap to Massa. P8 again. So we are back into the position we are in. Everyone has pitted. And look at this now. So close to Massa. Almost touched him actually on his rear end. On the entry of turn 2. Now we are so close behind him that I need to capitalize on this as well. If I don't do it, my tires are going to wear off. And I won't have the advantage I'm having at the moment. So if I'm gonna have to pass Massa, it needs to be in the next 2 laps or so. That would be the best case scenario. We'll see whether I can do it though. Lost a bit of time in the first sector, but that's okay. It's quite a tricky first sector when you're driving behind another car because of the dirty air. But it's here, this second sector, where I need to push hard, braking late for the hairpin, managing to get it all slowed down. Now I have a good exit on the hairpin. Go up to mix 3, picking up the slipstream as well. We should be close enough then at the end of the lap to have DRS on Massa. Here we go, 100 me board down to 4th gear. Nicely turning in there, and then this corner down to 3rd. Way too far off the apex though. Losing a few tenths. Back up to mix 3, and yet again picking up that slipstream. I will have DRS, but I need to close down more and more and more. Here we go, heading down into 130. The gap is half a second the gap is. And now heading down into the hairpin. Not a hairpin, it's a chicane obviously, sorry about that. Now hard on the power yet again on the exit. We indeed picked up the DRS. Here we go, indeed still half a second. I think I gained 2 thousandths on the final sector on Massa, but here we go with the slipstream, with the DRS, down the inside of the first corner. Can I slow it down? Yes, I can indeed. Keep within the track limits too. That is P7. There's a Ferrari in front of us, which was Alonso. I tried to attack him as well, but I unfortunately couldn't do it as I make a mistake here, lap 14. Massa still behind us, putting pressure on us. Alonso in the meantime managed to get past Bottas, so we are in a little bit of a Williams sandwich. But the guys ahead of us on prime tire, I don't think I'm able to close the gap to them though. We just passed the halfway mark of this race, up into P7, which is more than I expected. As I said, after the first stint, I expected well, P8 to be the maximum, but it seems like, you know, I'm now in P7, and with a little bit of luck, I'm able to stay in P7 if my defensive driving is good enough. Once again, the hairpin, it's so important here. The braking zone for that hairpin is very important. It goes up the hill. There's a bit of a kink before the hairpin, so you're braking while you're turning as well. So sometimes the stability on the car is quite poor for that braking zone. You can visually see that I'm starting to struggle now a little bit on these worn tires. Starting to struggle with putting the power down, having the grip, and having the right turn in. And so it allows Massa to get really close. You can see him there in the mirror on the outside, but he is not alongside me enough any kind of attacking maneuver. It seems like they're running quite a low downforce package compared to the AI. I mean, our straight line speed is quite good. They are not able to get past, and yet again in the pits and hitting the bollard again. This time got lucky that I didn't have any damage. So we select the prime tire. I'm going into the pit a little bit earlier than expected, but I think 14 laps on the prime tire are, you know, doable. I don't think that will be a big problem. So yeah, selecting the prime tire, coming out of the pit lane then. Let's see where I rejoin. Seems like I'm rejoining in front of Vern, which is indeed the case. So P13, and now on this outlap again, I need to push a little bit, make sure that I stay ahead of Massa when he is going to pit, and from there onwards, it's just going to be a defensive drive. You know, I just need to look at my mirrors, make sure I hit my exits, I nail my exits, I should say, and in that way, don't give Massa a chance to overtake. But hey, we're in P12 suddenly. We jumped from P13 to P12 without passing another car, so it looks like there's someone out there who retired. And is that someone who was in the top 6? Because if it is someone who was in the top 6, we get another place and we will be in the top 6. All remain to be seen. We'll see that later. Currently though, 11 more laps to go. Skipping a lap ahead now. The end of lap 17. Suda in front of us. Suda is spinning though. I've been pushing a bit the last couple of laps. As said before, make sure that I come out ahead of Massa when he's going to pit. We see a few cars in the pit lane now. Look in the mirror. There is Massa. And indeed coming out ahead of him. So, well, that was exactly what I wanted. And now Massa is obviously on the opposite tire, so he will be quicker than us. But we have 9 laps here to prove ourselves that we can keep in P7 or P6, whatever it is. We still need to figure that out. But if I can keep Massa behind, it will be quite a bit of an achievement. But there's only one, well, kind of short DRS zone around this track. So as I said, if you keep nailing your exit, mainly on the final sector, you know, with that chicane, you're pretty much good. But look at the time though, Massa gained on us, even in the dirty air, even on, you know, yet cold tires, relatively cold tires. It's quite insane how much grip he now has, obviously, compared to us. So here we go. End of lap 18. This is what I was talking about. The exit here needs to be good. From now onwards, every single lap, I need to nail my exit there. It does look like I did it that time. Half a second the gap to Massa, up to mix 3 in order to defend. And it is indeed enough to keep Massa behind. So if I'm able to, you know, do this for the rest of the race, I should be good to stay in P6. So it is indeed P6. Someone was in the top 6 before retired with a, well, maybe an engine failure or something like that. We are yet to find that one out. And currently doing a good business, I would say. But Massa though, look how feisty he is in the mirrors. He's so close behind me, but he is not able to get past. And then we skip to lap 25. There's rain falling now, so we might see some very interesting last couple of laps here around Suzuka. And it's not Massa who's behind anymore, it's now Raikkonen. So Raikkonen managed to pass Massa. And look how quick Raikkonen is in my slips from here, heading down into the 130R. Is he going for the inside? He does go for the inside. And now I need to leave him room. No, he backs out of it. Okay, so I can just turn into that corner. And Raikkonen dropped in the process a place to Massa, I think. So Massa gained him back. Yep, Massa indeed gained the position back of Raikkonen, who slowed down massively for 130R. It's a shame to see. I would have liked to go side by side through 130R with an AI car, but unfortunately he backed out of it. Now we skip to lap 27. Look at this battle heating up here. Final lap of the race. Can I keep this 6th position? That is the question. Raikkonen behind us, Massa behind him. Both are on fresh tires. And look at the rain now. It's starting to rain quite hard. You can see that I'm losing grip. I'm losing a lot of grip, a lot of understeer here in the first sector. I need to make sure that I stay on the apex. Don't go wide. If you go wide, it's game over. Here comes Raikkonen on the outside. But no, this is what I was talking about. I need to stick to the apexes. If I do that, I should be able to keep these guys behind. Look at that hard on the power now. Trying to keep these guys behind. P6 is certainly the maximum here. It would be fantastic if we can achieve that. Lewis Hamilton in the meantime won the race. Started from pole as well. But we have an intense finish here coming up with the rain falling down as well. Going to mix 1 for this hairpin. Trying to get the best possible exit here. Look at that, I gained some time on the AI. Now slowly building up the throttle on the exit of that hairpin. And now eventually full throttle. Look at the tiny wire there, it's quite bad. Could be worse though, but obviously it's the final lap of this game. Up to 4th gear, back to 3rd gear. For spoon corner, look at the oversteer there, not the exit I wanted. And Raikkonen got a good exit, so we might see another battle here. The final sector of this race, Raikkonen in our slipstream. We go to mix 3, but yet again, it seems like we have a good top speed, and Raikkonen is not able to match that. Raikkonen behind, even with the slipstream advantage, as I go way too wide there on 130. I almost lost it over the curb. Braking and slowing it down, going way too deep into the final chicane, so it's going to be a run to the finish line here. Obviously, having traction control as well, which is another advantage. Now we go down to the line. Raikkonen alongside us. Who is going to take the 6th position? I think it's us. I think we did it. Yes, we did indeed. 6th place for us. But man, what a finish. It must have been really close to Raikkonen, because Raikkonen, I'm sure, was on our outside there. I went for the inside line to, to travel the shortest distance to the finish line. And at the end, only 0.02 of a second separating Raikkonen and me. So quite an intense race there, with the final lap being, well, the most intense part, obviously. Because before that, it wasn't all that intense. It was just more or less a defensive drive. Obviously, got pretty lucky that Massa fitted the prime tire. It gave me a little bit of an advantage. And we see here the championship standings. So in 6th place, seems like, 6th place is really the maximum in terms of drivers' championship. We can finish in 6th at the end of this season, I would be happy. 5th is pretty much impossible right now. It's still possible, mathematically, but I don't see it happening. We're not getting the results anyway. Again, the 6th place here, it's solid, but it's nothing too serious. So that's pretty much it for this video. Here we see a few clippings. It shows that I'm thinking of next year. And I plan on going to McLaren next year. That's what I can tell you. And that is pretty much it for this video. We'll see how we get on with the final couple of races in the next few videos. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, I would appreciate a like. That's pretty much it. See you next time.